Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We have got ourselves the start of a best of 3 for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. Mousesports taking on Kaipi. One of these two teams will be dropped out of this tournament because this is the loser bracket. The winner of this match will move on to face IC Cup tomorrow, after which the winner of that match will move on to face Fnatic tomorrow. And then the winner of that one will face Virtus.pro in the grand finals on Friday. But for now, first, one of these two teams we're gonna have to say goodbye to. Who it's gonna be, we'll find out. With me to cast this match for you is Kim as my co-caster. Welcome back.
And thanks for having me once more. I'm really excited for this matchup, especially now that, well, Kaipi more or less officially kicked Come With Me, so...
Well, you can say more or less, but it's official.
Yeah, it's official, but really, Come With Me is the only one that actually said something about it, so, well, RTZ also, but not really official. Anyway, draft has begun. Kaipi banning out the Lone Druid and the Lifestealer, picking up a Darkseer for themselves and leaving through the OD and Visage for Mousesports.
Yeah, I like it. I'm very curious to see how KP is gonna, like, if they're still, do they still run the Spirit Breaker without Come With Me? Because Come With Me was the one that played the Spirit Breaker. So that's my main concern, main question. Is KP gonna run support Spirit Breaker?
Sing Sing has played it before for them. So yeah, there's definitely that option. But the question is, do you really want to do that against a high-profile team again? I mean, it kind of worked against against Navi, but it also kind of failed.
I think they can try it once. Like, maybe try it in the second game if they are one game ahead, or otherwise try it in the first game. You can't try it as a secondary option, I think, but we'll see.
True.
We'll see. We have IO as well as Bad Rider, Lone Druid, and Lifestealer banned out. Darkseer indeed picked up by KP, so that's already a strong hero on itself. It doesn't really lock you down to anything, really. You can still do any kind of strategy that you want to. You can send Darkseer in the jungle, you can go on the off lane, you can go on the safe lane. We've seen it all before, so not revealing anything just yet. We'll see if that next pick will reveal something. Maybe picking something up already up against the OD. What we've seen a lot in the Asian scene lately is that they run the Razor up against the OD, so who knows, maybe KP want to secure that one before we're gonna go on to the next banning phase. But there is also the thing of supports. I mean, already a Visage up a Mousesports, so that's one support ready, and Mousesports have the first pick, so I think support's gonna be the ones to get banned out. So maybe KP already wants to pick up their setup support, like, for example, a Rubik, a Shadow Demon, maybe even a Nyx Assassin if they want to. A Nyx Assassin also, of course, a counter towards the OD. They enter with the Naga Siren though, and that's the one that they're gonna have to stick with. But it could also be played as support, obviously.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be support. Sing Sing has also played the Naga Siren as support. In addition, with the Darkseer, they definitely have this strong ultimate combo. In general, Naga Siren, of course, is also just strong on the lane with the net. Riptide is really strong as well with the minus armor, so... Kaipi, they have a solid lineup so far. I don't really know if Naga Siren on an aggressive trial lane is going to be that good now, but we'll see about that. Kaipi already respect banning the Tinker from Koikwa and talking about respect ban the Spirit Breaker ban.
I like it. I like it a lot, and we'll. 10 seconds remaining. Well, it kind of shows like these two teams, they know each other. They have been playing each other quite a bit lately, I believe, and I mean, it shows in a draft. It's always nice to see it that way. Chen gets banned out now for KP. Also, just want to remove that option for Mousesports. I mean, you said like running an aggressive tri lane. It's never easy to run an aggressive tri lane when you know that you're going to be up against a Visage. A Visage is going to be the one on the safe lane. He is one of the heroes that is considered one of the stronger heroes in an aggressive tri lane itself. So if you are making him play in a safe lane and you're gonna harass and stuff, he is gonna get all the more stronger, and those soul assumptions will kill you off. So yeah, it's a risky thing to try and run an aggressive trail lane up against Mousesports team right now. We've got a Bane still banned out, but we still got the Rubik / Shadow Demon in the pool. But now that the Naga Siren is already there, that can already count as a setup support, and you can already have a follow-up disable up on that ensnare, like a Leshrac, Lina, or Jakiro. Nature's Prophet picked up by Mousesports. We've seen Black play Nature's Prophet a couple of times over the last week, so who knows, maybe Mousesports is aiming for that again. And otherwise, of course, Koikfa will take on that role, but they keep their options open still.
Yeah, Black even ran the Outworld Devourer once, so definitely flexible in that regard. In terms of supports for Kaipi, I would really like to see Jakiro because I think it really couples well with the Darkseer. I mean, a vacuum into the Ice Path is just a really, really big play. And if they can get multiple combos like that, they can definitely go for some sweet kills. And Kaipi pick up a Kanka, which is really interesting because they have Sing Sing in their lineup, and Sing Sing, I would say, is one of the foremost players when it comes to Kanka, and we are on European servers, so technically it could still be Sing Sing on the mid lane if they want to switch it up.
If they want to switch it up, yeah, because I mean, Sing Sing has been playing that 4-ish role, I guess, last couple of games. So who knows? Maybe they want to run him as a carry and have maybe 2 cores. I mean, that's one thing that KP has kind of been doing, running just 1 core with Envy on the 1 core. But now that they have Sing Sing, they could maybe try to rotate it into 2 cores, and with the Kunkka there, that's a good possibility. However, already with the Darkseer there, not that likely to happen, depending on who is going to be playing mid. But Kunkka, Naga, Siren, of course, I mean, there's multiple things that you can do with that combination. You can have the torrent follow up on the ensnare. You can have the boat up on the song. On top of that, I mean, there's a fish in there as a captain with a boat. Like, this is a water theme right there, so it just fits. Alchemist picked up now by KP as well, so there you have your 2 cores.
Yeah, Alchemist is most likely going to be the prime farmer. At least that's what I assume here.
Yeah.
I think Alchemist support is a bit weaker than the Naga Siren support because Naga Siren is a bit more safe, whereas Alchemist, it's kind of risky to run him as a support, I feel. Especially when you charge the concussion and you don't get a stun off. It's just an easy kill on the support, so good pickup here. Mousesports going with the Rubik, I like it. There's tons of good spells to steal. The wall, the vacuum, even Iron Shell, boat. There's so many good spells to steal. And Kaipi now taking out the Gyrocopter. Mousesports banning the Keeper of the Light because maybe they're going for some push.
Yeah, or at
well,
least,
they do have decent push with the Nature's Prophet. So.
Yeah, and they don't want to be counter pushed. I mean, I don't blame them. Mousesports are going for a bit of a greenish theme, by the way. That's a pretty clear line between the 2 color palettes of the 2 teams. Like, there's nothing really greenish up on KP. Steer away from those. But yeah, I like it. I mean, there's still an option for KP to have the Darkseer in the jungle and then pick up still another mid hero, because what's Arteezy gonna play this one? That's the question. Is he gonna be playing that Kunkka, or are they gonna have Sing Sing do it? And if Arteezy is not playing Kunkka, what is he gonna play? Because have we ever seen him on a not mid kind of role?
We haven't. And to be fair, he really is a really good mid player, but can he transition into another role? And again, this might come down just to ping. We are on European servers, so if Arteezy feels like, okay, I can't play a hero like Kunkka as well as I would on US servers, so I can be trusted with the support. Yeah,
and I kind of like that. Like, I like taking it out of this game, particularly KP in general. If they keep with this lineup, you've got yourself a kind of flexibility. Then no matter on which server you are at, you're gonna have the least amount of impact on that server based on ping, because you always have someone that can play mid.
Yeah.
Though the downside comes then maybe that, you know, the mid players don't really practice all the time in mid.
Yeah, I think in general every player should be able to transition to another role at some point. And I remember Eternal Envy saying when he was looking for new members for his team, he said the same thing, that every player in his team should ideally be able to play every role.
Yeah. No, that's what we see for most top players as well. I mean, that's how it goes. We have a Razor pickup by Mousesports. I did mention a Razor, but only against Mousesports, purely for that OD. But they pick it up themselves, and Razor is always kind of nice if you know that your enemy team is only going to have 1 core, because you can drain his attack power. When you have 2 cores, Razor is still okay-ish, because you kind of still shut down that 1 core, but he has to be a little bit extra careful, because he really needs some kind of farm for himself right now, and it looks like he will indeed be the farming hero on a tri lane. In theory, on the side of Mousesports, with their blue and green theme, we've got ourselves an OD mid, a tri lane with a Razor, Visage, and Rubik that could in theory be aggressive, but it's not really needed. Nature's Prophet is going to be on the solo lane, no matter where it is going to be at. And there's the last one for KP, it will be the Enchantress.
I'm actually not sure if Razor... Oh, okay, Black picks it up. I I would have loved to see the Razor in the mid lane actually, because I think Razor does better against the Kunkka than OD does. Because he can just drain all his damage, and then the Tidebringer will deal almost no damage. Whereas as an OD, you can of course always just imprison him, but eventually he's going to harass you back with the Tidebringer. You're not stealing damage; you're only stealing intelligence from him and mana. So I would have loved to see the Razor, but this works as well, I guess.
Yeah, I love the courier from Kaipi. It's the one that I still want to have.
Oh, the little dragon.
Yep. You don't see him enough, to be fair.
It's true.
Well, have a beautiful match, people. You heard it here. Of course, one thing to note here, I mean, this is, of course, a best of 3. And there was a little bit of delay, but no matter how long this game takes, you won't be too late to watch the grand finals of the defense, where KP will play as well, because they can't overlap. It's very easy. KP can use this as a bit of a warm-up, but I mean, they do have a lot of games to play, and who knows, maybe that's starting to weigh them down. Maybe they're not quite there yet, like right now in the game, because they do have such a long day ahead, and this is not the most important match they play today. It's a game that they play up for $5,000 in grand finals for the defense, so maybe they're already there with their mind. So I'm kind of hoping that they can be fully focused, but we'll see if that impacts them in some way, or if they're gonna be fully here with this game. By the way, we do have Arteezy. It's just because he has the A that way. Weird. Arteezy on the Kunkka, so it will not be Sing Sing on the Kunkka. So for KP on the Radiant side, for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, loser bracket game, loser goes home, winner goes up to the next round of the loser bracket up against IC Cup tomorrow. But KP on the Radiant side and Kunkka played by Arteezy. Eternal Envy on the Alchemist. We'll see Bone 7 playing the Darkseer, Pylai Dai on the Enchantress, and Sing Sing on the Naga Siren.
And over on the Dire side, it's already Syndran hanging around here trying to ward as the Rubik. Razor, as mentioned, played by Black, and passed on the Visage. All 3 of them heading towards the bottom lane, so most likely in the case of Tri lane. In the mid lane, as expected, Fada on the OD, and on the top lane, it's Koika as the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, that means we're gonna have a try versus semi-try. I say semi-try because Pylai Dai is, of course, on the Enchantress in the jungle. It's a really good semi-try to have, though, because you can have a lot of counter initiation. You've got yourself the acid spray. I'm gonna assume that when an Alchemist is up against an aggressive trial and he can't get solid farm, normally doesn't go for Grievous Greed, but goes for that unstable concoction and acid spray just because he's get forced to fight. So why not get fighting abilities? And I think that KP is not gonna be too sad about having an aggressive trial up against them, because their counter initiation power is pretty damn strong, I think.
Yeah, they can definitely deal a lot of damage. Once they hit level 2 or 3, especially when they have a Riptide up on Sing Sing and level 2 Concussion, there's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Kaipi. And Mouse, they really have to be careful not to overextend, as we have seen before. Not dive too far, because once you have the link up on your Razor, you kind of tend to just follow them everywhere because you feel invincible, or at least super strong. So they definitely have to be careful, while Kaipi showed their MS Paint skill on the minimap.
Yeah, I was first gonna say, like, since when did Sing Sing go draw flowers instead of penises, but he just made it up again, so, or made it again.
That was the exact same thought I had. Like, oh, a flower.
Yeah,
oh,
a flower.
No, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well. Let's see if we're gonna see maybe some surprises still for lanes. I think we're pretty much sorted, though. I mean, it's pretty simple for KP, pretty straightforward. Now that we know that Arteezy will be on the Kunkka, he'll be by himself, but he should be okay up against the OD for a little while. At least he shouldn't die. That's his main concern. Just get levels, not die. And then he might be able to get kills later on if he rotates bottom to try and get some action on the tri lane. Envy is gonna get scouted out by Black here. One hit for harassment because he can. The rune is on the top lane. Bone 7 picks it up. Invisibility, always a nice one to have on a Darkseer. Though without the Iron Shell, it doesn't really matter, I guess. But at least he'll be able to get experience. Should be able to do fine regardless, though, up against that solo laning Nature's Prophet. That should be a pretty simple lane for Bone 7. He might actually be able to win that one.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, Darkseer should actually really, as you mentioned, have a good time. In fact, Koika should be careful to not give away kills on treants, so, yeah.
Yeah. And it's
On the bottom lane.
It's very easy to give away kills on Treants, by the way.
Yeah,
with those iron
because
shells.
he's using them. Yeah, he's using them to last hit and block and tank with. So, oh, yeah, first Treant might even die right now. Anyway, on the bottom lane, Enchanter's already dropping that really deep lane ward, which is really nice, just giving them vision over the whole tri lane. In return, though, Mousesports warded 2 camps, so Enchanter's not having the best time here.
She did pick up a Centaur, though, and that's of course one of the better ones. And the question is, will she use it to try and rotate here? Because, I mean, right now, if you are KP, do you want to wait until Mousesports initiates and then counter-initiate, or do you want to be the one to initiate up on your enemies?
I don't think Kaipi needs to initiate unless the lane becomes like this, where black is the only one that's actually farming. Then Kaipi has to react, because they can't really give away this much farm without even trying to get something in return. And now they're even probably giving away the Centaur. Oh, no. It just ran out.
Ran out of time. We've got the first last hit up on Envy. He missed a couple that he was actually trying to get, and of course he's been harassed away for the rest. And it's the Darkseer that is highest for last hits. No surprise there. Definitely winning his lane so far. But, I mean, considering it is a Nature's Prophet, like, and it is a Darkseer off lane, you kinda don't really lose the lane unless you die, if you are the Darkseer. So the question is, will he try to dive towers at some point with Iron Shells, as we've seen people do often?
Yeah, I think he's going to wait, and like 4 minutes in, once Koika had to tank a lot. And did you notice that Koika just randomly drops his Ring of Basilius? For some reason?
No, I didn't have my camera on him.
This is the 3rd time I've seen it. He just drops the ring, and I'm not sure either, but...
Maybe he's bored?
Yeah. Maybe. In the meantime, in the mid lane, it's quite equal, with a slight edge towards TZ. Both players, though, were very keen on denying. 7 and 8 denies. Wow.
Yeah, and the last hit is only one in favor of the Kunkka right now, but still very even. Harassment coming from both sides, and of course, in theory, it should indeed be OD that can just, you know that, if you deny a creep, that's great, and your enemy gets less experience, though still some experience, just less. However, if a creep dies while you're in the Astral Imprisonment, you don't get anything. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be, or it should be putting Farah in favor of this mid lane for sure.
But so far it's again quite equal. Feda even going for the bottle, and he's getting some decent harassment here as well, because of course the Tidebringer dealing quite a bit of damage, and maybe Kaipi is looking towards the mid lane because Sing Sing has grouped up with Paladai now, and there should be smoke. Yeah, there's smoke on Paladai.
Yeah, well, they have got that in Snare. They've got also a Troll. This is probably one of the better gank setups that you can have. However, they're gonna walk straight for... No, they're not. I was gonna say, because then you can't count it as a gank. If they come from the side, they have a very good chance here. Of course, Fada doesn't really have an escape apart from putting himself under the Astral Imprisonment. But if that happens, then there might still be a slow afterwards. And right now, Fada is actually gonna get dived here. In comes a slow on the ensnare. They're having to dive to tier 2 though. Riptide goes through. Do they want to try and get a first blood here? I'm thinking no. Arteezy should be safe here. Pass. Probably doesn't want to walk up the high ground. Synderen TP'd in as well though. They might be able to get something here. And they just attend and still flying through for Pylai Die. Telekinesis will put him back to the rest. And slowed. And a first blood goes the way of Pass on his visage. Overextension from KP that should have probably backed off with their aggression once they realized that they would have to dive a tier 2 if they would still wanted to have a kill.
Yeah, at first I was going to point out that it's really unfortunate that they have to dive the tier 1 tower because the lane was pushing in, but when Feda moved back to the tier 2 they should have just retreated, as you mentioned, and this way they gave away first blood, and yeah, not looking too good because Feda was part of that, and he's getting some experience for himself.
By the way, Koifa doing really well here on this top lane. Bone 7 getting harassed away. He actually tried to go on Koifa, dove into the forest with him, but in the end it's Koifa that gets out ahead. He is still, of course, behind on last hits compared to the Darkseer, but that's always going to be the case. There's no not having that. But still doing really well. He is highest on last hits if you don't count the Darkseer, so doing pretty well for himself, I think. I think Mousesports is pretty happy with their lane so far. I mean, they have got the first blood. They've got a Razor that is doing fairly well in the last hits as well. And on top of that, they've completely shut down Eternal Envy right here. He's only got 3 last hits so far. Mid lane goes the way of Fada, not very convincingly, but with that first blood, it does go his way. He might still be in some trouble though, or again be in some trouble, because in comes Sing again, Pylai die as well. First to get a kill. There goes the Ezreal Imprisonment. Fada on the wrong side of the river. Here comes an Eclipse. He will still be able to get Arteezy, but maybe he'll die for it. Tries to TP himself out, but no such luck. Pylai die with the shockwave from the Satire, getting the kill in the end. But, of course, Arteezy did have to die for that one.
Yeah, still very much worth it for Fada. Getting a solo kill here on Arteezy, very important, very clutch play. Making use of that very early level 6. And I was actually expecting maybe Kaipi rotating top, because I think killing the Nature's Prophet is not as hard. And in the meantime, Paladai gets spotted out.
Yeah, followed up, or followed now by 2 supports. Sinrin, telekinesis there, slow. No hope. That harassment, that burst from the Soul Assumption is just too big.
And combined with, of course, the Nature's Prophet ultimate, so much burst damage going his way. In general, very nice coordination from Mousesports. The 2 supports rotating in and out, and knowing that they can just leave Black on the bottom lane. He's not pressured at all. He's just out farming Envy completely. Envy, yeah, as you mentioned, only sitting on 4 last hits, and he's even doing worse than every support on the map.
Yeah, in the meantime, mid lane, Arteezy having some issues once again, gets put under. Here comes the telekinesis as well. Torn misses. There should be enough burst to take him down, though. A couple hits needed, 25 HP, and that's Fada with another kill to his total. 4 kills on the side of Mousesports right now, with only 1 on KP. KP, they're losing all lanes, and they're not really losing top lane, I guess, but they're not winning it, and that's gonna be, yeah, I mean, they're not shutting down the Nature's Prophet, and that's a win for Mousesports, in theory.
Yeah, and to be fair, even if Bone 7 does farm up quite nicely, a Darkseer by himself is not going to do so much. He's not really the biggest playmaker, but you can see Bone 7 already putting one point in the wall, just knowing that at some point or in the next maybe 5 to 7 minutes, his team has to group up and fight, because currently, as you mentioned, they're losing 2 lanes really hard, and the only way they can get out of it is relying on Bone 7 to do something. But he doesn't even have the mech yet.
Nature's Prophet TP's bottom. They want to try and get Envy, and get Envy as well. A lot of attack damage sucked out of him, and just a clean kill for Mousesports, and only 1 rotation needed for that. And OD rotating as well, but he rotates top, looks for the Darkseer. Should be able to get him. 1 Astral Imprisonment. I mean, Bone 7 is making it no secret that he's standing there, because of course creeps are around there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fada's just playing it really well, just waiting until the surge comes out, and yeah.
Nature's Prophet thinking about TP and not needed anymore. And this is Bone 7 dead. There is actually a Sanity's Eclipse if Fada wants to use it. There we go.
Yeah, in the meantime, bottom lane.
Yeah, there comes a boat flying in. Black actually taking a ton of damage from that one. Uses stick charges, will still end up going down. Sinrin lifting up Envy, but we'll get X mark the spot back and taken down as well. That's 2 kills going the way of KP. Can they find more? A stun there to stop Pass from TPing out, and he will be the 3rd victim here on the bottom lane, and that's going to be a fight that KP really needed. Oh, look at that extra speed he gets from the Grave Shield. It might be enough for him to get away. Tangle being eaten. There's not going to be any mana up, but the snare will be there from Sing Sing. That is going to be Pass still down. Alchemist with the kill. Good fight for KP. They're not out of the woods yet, but this is something that they definitely needed to have.
Yeah, good rotation coming out from the Kanka. Of course, Nature's Prophet not being there. Mousesports kind of lacked the damage anyway, and with Black being out of the... Actually, Nature's Prophet was there, he just TP'd out.
Yeah, and
also
he's
a nice
dead on the top lane.
Oh yeah.
Is under attack.
Oh well.
Nicely done. Darkseer wall used for that one, Bone 7. Ended up not using it on the... well, he wasn't actually bottom lane, I guess. But realized his team already just fought, so there won't be a fight anytime soon. And they will actually get the tower with this. Fortification will be there, but it's only delay of execution unless someone comes here to do something about it. But that doesn't look like it.
And this time around, it's actually Kaipi with a better rotation coming out. If Fada had a TP, he could have maybe TP'd bottom in the early engagement, but too bad. And finally, I was gonna say finally Eternal Envy catches a break, but he still can't farm because the lane is just pushed out.
Yeah, the rest of his team now doing okay and buying him time though, and that's of course good. The question would be how long can they hold on without Envy really being there to be able to do anything, and is Envy actually still building towards a Shadow Blade or something so that he can contribute fairly early, because it's gonna take some time. I mean, his net worth is only 300 higher than that of the Enchantress, and that is not really where you want it to be. That's not really where you want it to be. In terms of gold though, it's down towards almost zero line. It's just about 450 gold in favor of KP. But at this minute, that's really no difference whatsoever. Experience difference is a little bit bigger. Of course, that's the last fight, getting their support some extra experience, and it comes back to the levels where we see that Visage is still level 5, while the supports of KP are level 6 and 7.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Piladai was most of the time in the jungle, so getting solo experience there definitely helped them out. In general, this experience deficit for Mousesports is not too big, but eventually they'll need the level 6 on the Rubik especially. Actually, they have the level 6. He just popped level 6, and level 6 for pass as well. So crucial levels for them, and they might find Eternal Envy here. They expect him to be there. Yeah, they find him.
They find him. Will they be able to shut him down in time? The slow is there, but actually they back off. Especially Sing Sing comes in with the song. They want to try initiate, but they will only be able to find Pass. At least it's a kill, I guess. And they'll throw out the net, throw out the stun. Nice Visage stuns from Pass. Here comes the snare, thrown back, vacuum back in though. Pass will still end up going down. That's a Dark Zero place as well. Synerin trying to run away from this place. Should be able to do so. In comes the Eclipse. No extra victim though. Nice double stun. Oh, that Rubik. That's gonna be one Rubik down. Double kill for Bone 7. Black gets himself out alive. In the meantime, it is the OD that's running for his life as well. Nature's Prophet still gets a kill upon Sing Sing, who's trying to do something on the back end, but Kaipi will die for that as well. That's a triple kill for Bone 7. He's got all kills on the bottom lane for KP at this fight. And they lost only the Naga Siren to do so. Nice fight for KP, but Mousesports did kinda... I mean, they answered to the willingness to fight for KP, and they didn't really show for it. So they could have just have Pass die and then get out, but they came in.
I agree. They should have just let him die. I'm not sure why they tried to fight. Maybe they thought, or maybe they didn't expect Kaipi to be there with 5 men. But Kaipi was there with 5 men, and especially with the Darkseer and his mech. So, and it was a really nice Sanity's Eclipse by Fada, but most of the damage was negated by the mech. So, very nice rotation here from Kaipi again, and this does finally give Eternal Envy time to farm.
Yeah, if he actually tries to is another question, because he's actually running around in this jungle, not finding any creeps until now. Yeah, but the lane also kind of pushed out. Black comes back though, Synerin as well. Should still be fairly careful, but right now at least they've warded Mouse off. Mouse will probably be playing either a little bit more passive to get some farm up, or they'll try to at least surprise KP next time they fight. We have a Shadow Blade still being built up by the Kunkka by the looks of it. He's actually doing fairly well for his team. Second highest on net worth. Of course, the highest is still Bone 7. I mean, he's just got a triple kill. He's got 1800 gold. He had that mech, and he was the highest last hitter on the map. There's no surprise that he's doing so well as he is. And yeah, well, it's gonna make a difference. It's gonna be allowing KP to fight as 5 way earlier than it will allow Mousesports. Mousesports don't have a mechanism yet. OD is building one, but still needs quite a bit.
Actually, he only needs the Ring of Regen. He has most of it in his
it's in the courier. My bad.
Yeah, and nah, he doesn't even need the Ring of Regen because he's just going to disassemble his Strength.
Yeah, I was gonna say he already had those. No, I didn't realize that was already on the courier. Well, then that factor is down to even again.
Yeah, but still, Kaipi's team fight seems a bit stronger right now because they have Vacuum, Wall, they have the Acid Spray, and the Concussion. And so far, Envy has landed, I think, at least 1 double stun and 1 triple stun. So. Yeah. They have quite a decent amount of AoE teamfight potential, whereas Mousesports Nature's Prophet Ultimate and Sanity's Eclipse, but that's about it.
The question is, will Mousesports allow them to fight, I guess? I mean, Mousesports is now backing off, or at least playing a lot more safe than it did before. The last fight was kinda answered by them. Next time, I'm expecting them to just run away if they don't know for sure where everybody is, where the locations are. We are gonna have a bit of structures going down, so the tier 1 tower on the top lane dropped. It's the only tower so far that is down though, but we might see KP trying to push a little bit harder now that they have got some more control over the game. Still a fairly even game, apart from experience-wise because of the previous fight. Who do you think is gonna make the next move?
I think it's actually going to be Kaipi, even though I think Mouse should be the one making the next move. I feel like Mousesports need to take a bit of map control because they lost one tower so far, and Kaipi just feels really safe even in the enemy jungle. I mean, as of 1 minute ago, Bone7 was just living in the dire jungle, and I don't know. I think Kaipi is now rotating to the bottom lane, trying to punish the way that Black has been sitting down here.
Yeah, Black is. I mean, he farmed well at the start of the game, but now that he doesn't have any supports, you can tell that he is slowing down. And KP, they are gathering up 4 players here on this bottom lane, only missing the Kunkka, who is still on the mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But tier 1 tower looks to be the target. Plasma field, it can be counter pushed though, fairly easy. And we'll see how much pressure KP actually wants to put on that tower.
I'm not sure why Paladin moved in without any creeps. I mean, if you want to push and you have an Enchantress, ideally you have at least an Ursa and a Centaur to tank up, but they just tried to go with the creep wave, and Razor actually has a decent amount of counter push with his plasma field, so, and it's on level 3, so yeah, not sure about this. And yeah, you can see Kaipi already retreating. Not a good idea after all.
Nope, Sing Sing goes to farm top lane. We'll be finding some farm. Of course, Naga Siren as a support is great because of her utility. It's, you know, having that song, engaging, disengaging, everything that you want is there. The ensnare, very strong, of course, as well, as Fada finds himself a kill up on Arteezy. Let's see if there's gonna be more. He's able to get himself away with the haste rune. But yeah, the Naga Siren can transition into a bit more of a semi-carry than other supports might be able to. So if they give some farm to Sing Sing, there will definitely be a possibility for that. Do you think they want to fight? Here comes a Torn stolen by Sinrin. One song and they could set up for something. They have to make sure that everybody is around there.
I think they need Kunkka for that. Kunkka deals currently very much damage with his Tidebringer and his boat. So, I think Mousesports might be engaging.
Yeah, they're looking for Paladin. Here comes a song to actually help them out. Mechanism still keeps them up though. In comes a TP from Arteezy, but they're not gonna be able to fight anymore. Probably like
still
you said,
nice for Mousesports. Yeah.
Earlier
still nice for Mousesports, baiting out the song and the TP.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Well, baiting out, they just really wanted to get a kill, I guess. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it. Nature's Prophet ultimate was used for that. By the way, quick file on this Nature's Prophet has got his Shadow Blade ready. So split pushing potential is on the board, on the map, and I would like to see him, if when he is indeed gonna split push, see him try it with the help of the Visage Familiars, because Familiars hasn't really been doing that much so far. Wait a second. Fada finds himself Paladin. Paladin able to keep himself up though. Courier, not so lucky. That was around there as well. Oh my god, the dragon just falls on his back and with his feet up. How very old-fashioned.
Oh yeah, could have been a bit more fancy, but overall just it's bad micro from Kaipi.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, yeah, Fada was already hitting on him and they just moved him towards Koika.
Yeah, Paladin is the one who was at fault there, I believe. The items that were in the courier were only Paladin's.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So that would be, yeah, the one that we can hold responsible for the killing of the last dragon on this map. Because, I mean, there's a normal courier up on Mousesports. Like, the donkey.
Kinda lame.
You don't see that, like, maybe because you don't see that all that often anymore, it's kinda not lame anymore. There's gonna be a point where everybody says, oh my god, what is that? Yeah, that's the default courier. Oh.
But you'd think that Mousesports would have several cool couriers because pro players like get some stuff from their fans, and oh well.
Oh well. We've got ourselves the Shadow Blade up on the Kunkka as well. So 2 Shadow Blades on the board. One for Kunkka, one for Koikfa.
And there's a blink on Bone7, so I really like this item on the dock
Nice.
series. Yeah, he's going to be initiating from very, very far away with a Surge, Blink, Vacuum. So, Kaipi, I think, yeah, with the medallion now as well, I think at some point they want to force a fight and take down towers.
Yeah, both teams have a medallion, by the way. Past also just bought his. And of course that's going to be having a effect on Roshan, because both teams are able to take him down right now. Talking about taking people down, looks like Fada is looking to take down Paladin. I do believe that they know that she's there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can he see him? Nah, Paladai.
Oh.
Belly.
Oh, we didn't.
Oh.
Hello.
Ah.
Hello. Yeah, you're dead, Paladai. Boom. Rubik. Synderen with the kill. Nicely done. Nicely scouted out by Mousesports as well. Sawing her walk up and not down, just knowing that she should be around there somewhere.
And now they're pushing the top tower.
Radiant's top
Smart move, but
tower is
2 TPs coming to the tier 2. They really want to defend this.
Yeah, and they've got everything up as well. Well, I say everything. The chemical rage is already popped by Envy. And the song is gonna be too late to do anything because Mousesports already backed off, so they're leaving the tower alone. They did get, of course, a lot of TPs out of that one, and that's also not bad. And get some harassment on the tier 1 in the mid lane at the same time. I mean, everybody of KP actually rotated top.
Yeah, I think all these TPs open up the map for black, or open up the bottom lane. I think if Quokka TPs down here, they can push this tower. They have a catapult, they have a decent creep wave, and of course a treant, so... Wouldn't be surprised to see a TP.
Yep. No mid lane aggression either. We see that both teams, they kind of want to fight, but they only want to fight on their terms. I don't blame them, but... Oh, wait a second. Top lane Koikfa makes himself invisible. There's no detection yet up on these two. Let's see if Sing Sing has detection. Nope, that means no supports with detection, and that's... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Missed that one. Paladai's got dust in his inventory. Oh, of course. The courier's back alive.
Yeah, the courier's back alive,
He
so
had the
dust
dust
and
in
observer
him.
wards
Yeah.
for him, finally. In the meantime, though, black takes the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane without any contention whatsoever, sitting on 3k gold, so if he wants to buy his BKB, he can.
Oh,
But
please,
we've seen
buy
a few...
By Aghanims. By Aghanim.
Yeah, Aghanim's refresher.
Please. Make it happen. I would like to see that. I really would. BKB might be a bit more stable choice, but also a bit more boring choice. Oh, never mind. It's a BKB.
It can also backfire a lot. If he pops the BKB and they pop the Naga Siren song, black is going to be the only one that's not asleep and they can focus him down, so he still goes for the BKB. Oh, nice vacuum.
Blink back. Mechanism already used now. There will be a BKB next fight for black though, so how bad does KP want to fight this? Oh, they want to fight this bad. Envy already charging up a stun. Looking for Synderen. Telekinesis there first. Here comes a Torrent still up on Synderen. Will there be a stun? No, he ends up stunning himself. In comes the Darkseer wall. Vacuum gets used against him. Soul Assumption and Eclipse there as well. And Bone 7 is the one to drop. Boat flies in. He gets himself 2 victims. With Pass getting forced away by his own illusion and the illusion from black. And that's going to be that one. The rest of Mousesports looking for targets. Paladai should be able to get himself away and snare upon black to allow the rest of KP to back out. But Synderen, Paladai will still end up going down. Synderen chasing her down. The Enchantress. 2 for 0. Very low visage. An okay lowish black, but nobody dies on Mousesports. They get the control. They keep the control. And a tier 1. Very important tier 1, by the way. The tier 1 mid for the Radiance is more important than a tier 1 mid for Mousesports.
Yeah, and I think at this point Mousesports will take Roche once the Visage has healed back up. Oh my god, can you look at the fountain from Mousesports? Pass, he's probably just
AFK?
clicked to the base and AFK, and he's not healing up because he's not sitting in the fountain just yet.
Oh, that's sloppy.
He's going to be really sad once he comes back.
He buys threats though.
He buys threats though.
He is here.
He's here.
Oh,
what?
oh, he realizes. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm not healing.
Oh, nice kill in the mid lane by black. Oh, sorry, by Artstyle. He killed off black. Both helping out there. X marked the spot and Torrent as well. Just throwing everything at once. And of course he has got that Shadow Blade ready as well. So black in the end dying. Didn't even have a chance to pop his BKB. He did use his BKB in the previous fight.
Really nice kill, a solo kill at that, and RTZ he really needs to catch a break at some point. His game so far hasn't been that great. He's been farming okayish, but could be a lot better, and ideally you want the Chrysalis up by, well, in the next 5 minutes.
Yep, gets an ensnare. I mean, that's the thing about a Kunkka. We've seen Kunkka mids before. We've seen them being very aggressive. A Kunkka mid is normally someone that you see being active in the mid game, but this one couldn't really do that because he was up against that OD. It's just as you said. I mean, he didn't do too bad, but it didn't really win it. Didn't really win that mid lane. And KP.
Yeah, and at some point he even died solo against Fado. So.
Yeah. And then you're as a Kunkka, you're kind of in a tough spot. It's been working it up nicely though. We've got ourselves a Scythe of Vice ready up on Koikfa. Was brought to him by Donkey Express. Let's see if we can find some new items. Yeah, because like BKBs get ready. Mousesports is getting their core items up, and we know that the gold graphic is in favor of Mousesports. They've been farming superior. They're almost 7,500 gold ahead. Experience graph not that much in their favor, but still. By the way, most of this gold graph comes from that Nature's Prophet, because Koikfa is actually quite a lot higher than everybody else. 3k higher than his own teammates, for example. But Black has got his BKB ready. We've got the BKB ready up on the OD, as the courier is bringing it towards him right now. There we go, thank you very much. We've got the Scythe of Ice and a Hanamitis and a Shadowblade up on Koikfa. And the supports are not doing too bad either, though, of course. I mean, they're just supports. Well, on KP, we only have the Shadowblade for the Alchemist, so that's not bad, but, you know, missing an item compared to Mousesports. We've got the Kunkka with the Shadowblade only. And as an equivalent to the Nature's Prophet, I think we can call that Bone 7. But I mean, he's got a mech and a blink, that's it. In terms of items, Mousesports is getting ahead.
Definitely, they're just making. It feels like they're making more of their farm, more of the space they have, and farming almost everywhere. You look at their jungle; it's completely empty. Well, to be fair, the Radiant jungle is almost empty as well, but. Yeah, Mousesports now rotating into the jungle. Oh, they will find Syndran.
Yeah, oh, he wanted to pop his song. The question is, will he be able to do that in time, or will the hex be there from someone? Nope. No song for you. Telekinesis and picked off before he got his feet back on the ground. Never mind, he doesn't have feet. But it doesn't matter, before he got his fins back on the ground. There. Wow.
Yeah, and this should be a tier 2 middle, because with this, without the song, I don't think Kaipi should take this fight. Unless they get a real impossible torrent boat vacuum combo, they really shouldn't take this fight.
And they can spam out some spells, but they have to be ready for initiation of Mousesports perhaps as well. I mean, they've got BKBs, they've got a Scythe of Ice. Scythe of Ice, one of the more interesting. Yeah, actually, Koikfa is already looking for some target, but tower already dropped, so no initiation for Mousesports. They take a tier 2 tower for free. They are far ahead in towers, actually. I mean, they've got only 2 towers left standing on the side of KP, while on their own side there's only 1 tower taken down on the top lane.
They're looking at Envy. They're looking. Do they have invis detection? No, they probably don't need to.
Nope. Yes, they do need to.
Oh, really unfortunate. Oh!
Whoa.
That was really close.
That was super close. TPing him. He could have ran a little bit further, but he lives, and that's the most important thing, of course. And Mousesports, they're just rotating. You just mentioned that they already cleaned out their own jungle. They're now actually working on the jungle of KP. So if KP want to continue farming safely, well, either they have to do it in their enemy's jungle, even though right now Koikfa is taking on that farm, but their own jungle not that safe anymore.
It really isn't. It really isn't. They lost so much map control. Only have 1 ward, which is. Well, what vision does it really give? I mean, the ward at the top rune, is it really that important at this stage of the game? I highly doubt it. They would need a ward at the Roche, which is now being done by Mouse. But even if they knew, they are not in any position to fight this. RTZ has to heal back up again, and Bone 7 is sitting on the top lane just farming there. So, free Roche for Mouse. And Black, he's building towards the Aghanims.
Finally! It's about time, Black. Thank you very much. So, one thing that's kind of important for KP right now is, of course, knowing where to farm and where not to farm, so that means control of the map. They've only got 1 observer ward up, and that one is on the top lane. It is fairly new still, but, I mean, doesn't really do what they want to do it right now. I mean, I would like to see KP ward some in their own jungle, just to know that they can farm there safely, even though right now they can't, but then they would know at least that one. And they're actually going to try to backstab. Yeah,
even a ward in the enemy jungle would do better, because they would at least know that no one is farming there. Oh, yeah, they're looking to backstab this, but can they actually? That's the question.
I'm not sure. They have the song, but do they have the power is the question. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe with the element of surprise they will. Here comes the song. Catch a Syndran and pass first. Sing Sing moves into everybody in the midst of all of it. Here comes a boat. BKB's turned on. That's gonna be pass, and Black taking quite some damage, but it doesn't look to be enough just yet. Synderen is the first one to drop. Sing Sing gets forced back into his base. The BKBs are about to run out, but they will still go on Envy, who tried to take down Puss, but Puss living with 18 HP left. Arteezy gets picked up next. There goes also Pylai Die. That's a triple kill for Fada. And all the while, it is only Synderen that drops. The Darkseer was able to make his way out of it. We saw Synderen already retreating back to base, but a 3-for-1 exchange with basically everything that Kaipi had thrown at Mousesports. Not the result that you want to see, and those BKBs for Mousesports really doing some work.
They really did do some great work. Kept most of, well, the cores alive basically. The engagement from Kaipi felt a bit off. I'm not sure if they even used the surge on the Naga Siren,
They
because
did.
it felt like because it felt like they were really slow in engaging. Black could have even used his BKB while the song was on, so Mousesports, yeah, just making full use of their advantage. And Kaipi, they tried to go for this effort, and well, it was in vain. But they're still not out of this game. They do have quite a decent amount of team fight, and if they do get this combo completely right next time, they can still turn it around.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, like you said it. They have to get it exactly right. And that's not only gonna come down to KP, because we know that KP can do it, but they can only do it if Mousesports is actually having a bit of mispositioning, because that's basically what you have. If you're gonna let yourself get caught out and get, you know, in position so that KP can get that big wombo combo up on you, which would be of course the vacuum into the alchemist stun, into the torrent, into the boat, into the acid spray, and everything that you can throw in it. The riptides, I didn't even mention those yet, wait a second. TZ, and the dust was already there. Envy will end up stunning himself. Synderen should be able to run himself away from this one, unless they want to try and fight this. Synderen gets himself netted up, will be dying very fast actually. Fada goes for it. They want to look for a fight. In comes Black as well. The TP gets cancelled already by Arteezy. Tries to run the other way. Here comes a song allowing Envy to run. Doesn't really help out Arteezy though, because he ran the other way. So he'll still end up going down. The rest of KP trying to get themselves out of this looks to be quite tough. Koipa comes in first. Envy is gonna stun himself again. Pylai Die will be the one to take a fall there as well. Envy still sitting there, uses the Shadow Blade and gets a surge as well. Blink away from Bone 7 should be enough to keep them in safety, but again, a fight one of what Sing Sing, what you still doing there? Oh, Rogue, oh, he really wants to get a kill. The Riptide not being enough, but no, in comes the birds. Can they stun him up? They at least slow him down with the Grave Chill and the Hex, and Sing Sing goes down. That's a bit greedy from him. I think he was able to get away.
Super greedy, but also really nice play from Quaker, just sprouting and,
yeah,
well, just blocking the way. Still, as you mentioned, super greedy from Sing Sing, just giving away another kill just yet. And Mousesports traded 1 Rubik for 3 heroes, and
good trade.
it's not, yeah, a really good trade. And Kaipi, they really can't afford to do stuff like this anymore, and they're just giving away too much against heroes that can punish it really hard, especially the OD. And he doesn't even have, look at his items, he doesn't really have a good damage item. Ideally you have the Scythe of Vice that deals a lot of damage, but he only has BKB, Mech, and Treads, but he's still dealing so much damage, and he's sitting at 3k gold, so the next item he will have is going to be really strong, and he has an ultimate orb up on his Corsair, so the Scythe of Vice will be the next choice.
Yeah, the only one that's really not taking that much damage from the OD is the Darkseer. Darkseer is no longer the top farmer for KP, is actually second highest right now. And of course the reason for him not taking as much damage is because he has a Mystic Staff, so he has got the intellect. Actually, I believe it's actually a little bit higher than that of the OD. Yes, it is. So, you know, he is okay, but the rest indeed, as you said, I mean, they just go down so fast. They really need some sort of intellect, or I don't know what they need, but it's more than what they have right now. We do have the OD as well as a Nature's Prophet sitting at the highest levels of the game, level 18 and level 19. While the highest of KP, the three highest are all the same level, level 16. And that's a pretty big difference at this point. The lucky thing for KP is though, I mean, it is level 16, so you do have that level 3 ultimate.
Yeah, that's really the only upside as for Kaipi right now.
Yeah.
They need BKBs on their team. Yeah, Envy already has one, but Kunkka also needs one, which is a shame because when you're playing as a Kunkka, you ideally only want to get damage items. BKB kind of slows you down in terms of damage output, and I really think he needs to get it because OD is just chipping away at his life with his orb. And once he drops the Sanity's Eclipse with the Scythe of Vice online, his ultimate is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, BKB considered the ultimate counter for an OD and his entire skill set, so that would be really valuable for KP to have. The question is, I mean, it's the best defense is a good offense. And maybe that will go for this Kunkka. Maybe he just wants to see, you know what, if I go BKB, that's fine. I will be able to live, but who's going to do the damage? So maybe they just want to have him pump out most of the damage that they can and kind of hope that Mousesports focus on Alchemist instead. It's a long shot, by the way, but still, Kaipi in the meantime finding Envy. Not sure if he can actually get him by himself, but he has a Hex, he has an MKB, he's gonna try. Look at that, he actually is able to get this as well. Yep. How could I doubt that power? Nature's Prophet just got a solo kill up on the highest farmer of KP.
And this just comes down to very nice awareness from Kaipi. Just being able to pick off those heroes. And he really does it a lot, playing as the Nature's Prophet. He's really such a nuisance, and at this point Kaipi, they can't really feel safe anywhere on the map because Kaipi is so strong he can even pick off the Alchemist just by himself. They either run around with 3 heroes farming at the same time, or they just don't run out.
Yeah, we have got almost a double amount of fire up on Kaipi up on the Alchemist, which is quite surprising. Black actually taking quite a bit of a pounding here from the tier 3 tower. Mousesports getting forced back a little bit. They have 30 seconds left on their Aegis, but I'm thinking even without it they can still probably take a fight. On the high ground is, I mean they already are able to take a fight, obviously, we've seen that one. But also on the high ground here. And they will take out the tier 3. Here comes a song. Tier 3 will still go down because of the familiar birds are able to get it. No deny coming in. Nope, no deny. Tower actually left on 1 HP. That's okay. BKB's turned on. Fada looking for targets. Finds Pylai Die. Nope, turns around for Sing Sing. And one more hit needed, but Sing Sing gets himself away. Also 1 HP. Everybody drops on 1 HP. Nice boat buff you got there, people. They will still be able to kill off the Kunkka and Pylai Die, and we should now be able to get the Rex as well. Still a stun coming in from Envy, but he can't really go in to fight. I mean, it's just not possible. They lose their Rex.
This has to be GG. Really, it was the opening that Kaipi had hoped for. The positioning from Mousesports wasn't even that good, so technically Kaipi could have gone for this ultimate combo they were hoping for. Oh, maybe they're getting it now.
Wombo combo time! They get the OD, can they get more is the question. Nice sprout from Kaipi. Kaipi able to get the Dark Seer. Might be able to get Sing Sing as well. Yep, there he goes. That's gonna be one of the Shadow Blade hits that you were looking for if you were playing the Nature's Prophet. That hurts. That hurts a lot. A double kill for Kaipi. 4 dead now in total. In comes Envy. Lands a stun up on the Visage, but is not gonna attempt to chase that one. Wise choice. Wise choice. But they're able to defend their second lane of Rax. The Visage now has got so much more items up now. What, sorry?
That's definitely something defending the tier 3 mid, but still, it just goes to show how far ahead Mousesports is, that even when you pop this really well executed combo with the vacuum and concussion, it still wasn't enough.
Well, look at all the items that are complete after that fight. We've got an Aghanims up on the Visage, who now also picks up a gem. We've got ourselves a Desolator up on the Nature's Prophet, who already hit like a truck beforehand. Hopefully, yeah, Razor. I mean, he has his. He already had his Aghanims. Obviously, didn't really point it out just yet that he had it complete. He had it in the previous fight, but he's got 3,700 gold. Never mind, he is somehow getting a ton. Yeah, I was gonna say he's getting a ton of farm all of a sudden, but he's got 3,800 gold right now. So, Mousesports with that fight moving towards the 25k gold in their favor. Experience graph going towards the 20k. I mean, they did get a lot of kills out of that one as well. As we actually have a deny on the tier 1 mid coming off from pass. But that's the second tower that KP get down. Woo!
Finally!
Yay!
Yay. They really need more than that. They really need more towers. It's so much gold for them, and also map control, which they heavily lack. They don't have any ward up, and again, they can't really feel safe farming outside their base, because Kaipi, once he TPs, with this Desolator, probably everyone on their side is going to go down in like 5 or 6 hits.
Yeah.
If they're lucky.
Yeah, otherwise it will be less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. Black, we saw the Heaven's Halberd pop up, but he stole it instantly and got himself a Sanjin Yasha instead, so Rays are mighty fast right now. And Mousesports, they don't need an Aegis apparently, they just want to fight, see if they can get something done here. If KP overextends here, they'll lose their base. Otherwise, Mouse will keep them busy until they can safely take the Aegis, because if they at least keep KP busy here, even without taking the base, it will take KP a little while before clearing everything out again after Mousesports leave, so that buys them time to take down Roshan. But even without it, I mean, look at that harassment that they can do on this tier 3 tower. Tower is already dead. Razor just taking it because he can. In comes Envy, lands a stun up on a vacuumed OD, but he's only by himself. BKB's turned on. Black already takes down Pylai Die. It is going to be the Kunkka that dies. They still managed to take down Fada, but already lost quite a few heroes. Sing Sing will be another one to die. Envy walks back into his base because he can't be doing anything anymore. He's charging up a stun again. But Black, I mean, this is just insane. There's only Envy left alive right now, and he'll die as well. This has to be the GG. There we have it. KP losing game number 1 of this best of 3. Mousesports versus KP for the loser bracket. Round number 2 match. Loser of this game will be dropped out of the competition, while the winner will move on to face IC Cup tomorrow. But this was only game 1, so anything can happen in game number 2. Quite strong play from Mousesports. Didn't feel like KP managed to get their lineup working properly at any point in this game. I mean, they had some nice plays, but their synergy was not just there.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't. He really had a big team fight dependent lineup, and they just couldn't get this working. They tried to go for several attempts with this big ultimate combo from Kunkka, Vacuum, and Nagasara ultimate, but it just didn't work. And when it did work, Mousesports was just too far ahead, and they just didn't die from it.
Yeah, let's see if we can have KP taking the second game, so we have ourselves a 3rd game of the day. Would be nice. But of course Mousesports is looking to end it in 2. So stick around for the second game of KP versus Mousesports, and we'll be back in just a moment.